The Kareem Hunt news is just getting better and better and better. And I think that he is going to get traded, guys. It's going to happen. I have a feeling right now that I'm not even going to say the Eagles, but he will get traded. But there's something there that tells me there's a lot of buzz going around with the Philadelphia Eagles and Kareem Hunt. I want to talk about a new player the Eagles did acquire to the practice squad, which could be more important than we think. And obviously more stuff and more news for the upcoming week. So let's get straight into it. What is going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. So I want to go over some news for the Philadelphia Eagles. First thing, the business right now is a trade deadline that there has been some news for the Philadelphia Eagles that the buzz around Kareem Hunt and the Philadelphia Eagles is getting stronger by the day, okay? Obviously, I think this is the last day of the trade deadline, so the Eagles kind of have to hurry it up a little bit and try to make a deal happen. That there is buzz around the Philadelphia Eagles that they are going after a running back. Okay, and I feel like it's Kareem Hunt because I can't figure out whether it's Cam Akers. I mean, there's not too many running backs that are left out there unless it's someone that's a low-tier type running back that I don't know about, that we haven't heard of or something like that. Kareem Hunt, I kind of checked last night to see if he actually had snaps in that Browns-Bengals game, and he did. Now, I only watched until like halftime. He had like 11 carries for like 46 yards, something like that. He was in the 40-something range in yards. So, he was wearing his mask, like a Joker Halloween mask after, I think, the game, and kind of talked about business is business. I mean, Kareem Hunt has asked for a trade, okay, since training camp. Since really the joint practices with the Philadelphia Eagles, in joint practices, the signs were all there, guys. Like, until Howie had to know if this was going to be a contending team, the Eagles weren't going to make any trades any earlier in the year until Howie and the front office kind of said, I think we have a legit team this year. Let's try to trade for a couple guys, to trade for Robert Quinn, and now they're looking for that stud running back that to give you those short yardage, those tough chunk yards to get. Not only is Kareem Hunt great carrying the football, but catching out of the backfield is definitely one of his best attributes as well. And not only just can take on physicality of Kareem Hunt that reminds me of Jay Ajayi in a lot of ways, and can extend plays with the physicality and extend for more yards, which is always a great thing. We've missed that from 2017. We haven't had a bruiser back in here really since that year. Okay, and at least a tough running back that's going to take a little bit of pressure off your quarterback, and I think that makes a lot of sense. I think we looked at the flashy Alvin Kamara trade. We looked at the flashy running backs, and sometimes that's not the answer, especially with Miles Sanders going to be a free agent after this year. What's going to happen with him? So if you're going to go all out, then go all out. If it's only going to cost you a day 3 pick to go get Kareem Hunt, go get him. 4th round pick, if that's all they want, and maybe another pick for next year, or I don't know, something like that. I don't think it's going to cost much. Now, there has been some news about, are the Browns doing this themselves, or are they taking Kareem Hunt's interests at heart for this trade? Okay, so what it looks like there's a nice collaborative effort between the Browns and Kareem Hunt. So that's a good thing, because it might, the Browns might be like, hey, this team and this team and this team is calling right now. Where would you like to try to go if we could work it out? And I like those type of trades, kind of like we did with Big Play Slay when he left the Lions and come to the Eagles. They want to put Big Play Slay in a really good position. They just didn't want to throw him to a team where he's going to be unsuccessful. They want to put him somewhere where he's happy, and the Lions will be happy too in their hearts, because I know it's not supposed to be an emotional business when it goes to your heart, but it comes down to the real business of getting your team better and the compensation that you're trying to get back for the player that you're trading. Okay, so I totally get that, but I feel like the Browns, as of right now, are taking consideration of what Kareem Hunt kind of wants for himself, and that's always a good thing. So if he has the pick, and it's like, hey, Howie Roseman called, from the Philadelphia Eagles, like, they're undefeated, they need a running back. This is going to be this is going to be the closest time you're going to get to a championship right now this year, compared to what other teams maybe want to trade for him. Maybe the Bills have interest, and it'd be a different story maybe, so it'd probably be a tough one between those two teams, but I think he would pick the Philadelphia Eagles. This is the player that will work out for us. This is This is the scheme fit pick for us. This is the scheme fit trade for a run. This is the running back we need. Okay, and I think it's really going to work out, guys. I really do. You know, the Eagles didn't offer draft capital for Christian McCaffrey for no reason. They did it for a reason, guys. They did it because they need a running back. They wanted a running back. They wouldn't just throw a pick out there, oh, if we get him. They knew they weren't going to get Christian McCaffrey. It just wasn't going to happen. They weren't giving up a second, third, and a fourth, and you know, they weren't giving up those picks. It just wasn't going to happen, even though Christian McCaffrey is playing very well with the 49ers right now, already breaking records for the 49ers and their history for running backs, which is kind of crazy. But Kareem Hunt will be a punisher. And look, if you get Kareem Hunt, then you have to release another player. That's the only thing I don't know what's going to happen. How are they going to release another player? Who are they going to release off the active roster or put the practice squad or whatever? I don't know who they're going to do it to. I'm not really sure. I mean, they've already had 3 tight ends active for a game. I could see maybe Calcaterra or Stahl being released or something. I don't think that's why it's really hard. You can't release anybody in the linebacker core. Jordan Davis is out, so you can't afford to lose another defensive tackle or defensive end. Okay, Teron Jackson, maybe they can release him because they already did it once to make room for Robert Quinn, and then they brought him back. Safety you can't because we have no depth at that position behind Marcus Epps and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. So what are you going to do here? You know what I mean? So I'm not saying this just because to say it and just because I want him. I'm saying it because the Eagles have legit interest in a running back. It's been not on the down low, but it's always been rumored since training camp. And now the buzz is up now that the Eagles are literally interested in getting a running back right now. And I think it's going to happen with Kareem Hunt. Perfect fit, perfect scheme, perfect for him, and just something we need. And look, I know like people are going to tell me like what Jalen Hurts is doing on those short yardage plays, whether it's 3rd and 1, 4th down, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. It's working. Like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like it's working. The QB sneaks work. Those little runs do work. I mean, it's working. And I don't want to change too much. You don't want to change way too much. Change too many personnel. It's already enough that Boston Scott doesn't get enough handoffs, at least at the end of the game against, last game. He got a lot of handoffs because our backups were in, but I mean, he doesn't really get a lot of handoffs. Gainwell and Miles Sanders going to get a good break. I thought the Cowboys game, they kept those guys refreshing. They kept refreshing their running back core really well. I liked how they kept taking guys in and out, keeping everybody fresh, which was a great thing, which I like to see. So you're not putting too much on Miles Sanders or any of the running backs. You're keeping those guys, elevated. You know what I mean? Throughout the whole game, so no one's really tired out, and you don't cause fumbles and all these things that happen, or injure a player if he's in for too long. But Miles Sanders is our number 1 back. That's always going to be what it is for this year in 2022. Kareem Hunt will change that a little bit because you're going to use him. And look, I don't know what Kareem Hunt's looking for, but I know for a fact he's already kind of said that he doesn't like how the Browns use him, and that's just the truth to it all. So let me know what you guys think about the Browns. And trading Kareem Hunt to the Philadelphia Eagles. I think legit the Eagles will make an offer for him today, most likely. And if they don't, then I'll be shocked. Or maybe I think they will give it a shot. And if they don't, then it's because they lost. I guess in the sweepstakes for him. If it's really going to get to that point where it's going to cost too much, which I highly doubt it. So we'll see. Playing on the last year of his deal. I think he is playing on the last year of his deal. And that's the news with Kareem Hunt. I kind of want to get that off my chest because I think there's legit interest from the Philadelphia Eagles right now, and I think we have to look at that very closely. Next on my list right now is the Eagles signed a safety. The Eagles have signed Javelin Guidry, if I'm even saying his name right. Okay, 5'9", 191 pounds, 24 years old. What was he? A 2020. 2020. What was he? Undrafted in 2020 by the Jets. Played 28 games, 5 starts in his first 2 seasons. Totaled 70 tackles, 4 forced fumbles, 3 pass defense. Then in 2021, he spent time with the Cardinals and Raiders. Played 4 games for the Las Vegas Raiders last year. And that's pretty much it. You're getting a guy that could play safety, but he's pretty small to be a safety right now. I don't know if the Eagles are using him for that reason. They got rid of Deon Cain, which was one of our fan favorites from preseason. Obviously, that time was a lot different with our receiver group when, Rager was still here and, Whiteside was still here. So it was a big mess. But interesting enough, like, this guy's got a lot of speed. And I don't know if he has any special teams, some specialist type of, return skill, but it looks like that could be the case, guys. Maybe they signed this guy because they are numbering Britton Covey's days on kick return / punt return. Because at this point, guys, we're not losing anything if we lose him after this year, or Britton Covey's not on the team anymore because, he's undrafted. There's no bust on him. There's no nothing. We didn't give up nothing to get him. He got here. We paid him, and we paid him a little bit of money, and that was really it. Nothing that's crazy. But he's just way too raw right now. We've already moved him up 3 times to the practice squad. So you can't, as soon as you put him back to practice squad, you can't move him up anymore. That's it. They can't move him to that spot anymore. So I feel like this is either a move for a specialist or this is or depth at safety. A specialist depth at safety is another one because I feel like, maybe, and I'm not saying this guy's the answer. I mean, he's undrafted. He's been to like 3 teams already in 2 years. I can't put too much into this. This could be a move for next year. This could just be a guy. Well, we're going to stash him on the practice squad, and we're going to let him compete in the 2023 offseason. Okay, that could be the plan, that he's going to be on the practice squad next year or whatever and compete with the other guys to make the final 53 if that's what with the extra roster spots or that's what they're doing with him. Okay, but I feel like this could be a guy that, they're looking at a specialist, not really depth at safety. I don't think we're going to make any moves there. We just got to hope that Marcus Epps and Garner Johnson is healthy because when Garner Johnson got hurt in that Cowboys game, yes, I saw a huge difference, and I don't like Kavon Wallace back there. Hopefully Reed Blankenship makes some noise maybe next year, next offseason, something better than Kavon Wallace if that's what we have, because I just don't trust it, and he just doesn't play enough. That's just the issue. You don't have enough playing time because you don't earn the playing time. How can I trust that guy on the field? Okay, so like I said, this is just one of 3 things. He's either going to play special teams, he's a depth safety piece, or he's just a move for next year for OTAs and training camp next year for the guys to compete. So that's all I could really say. But Deon Cain getting released was kind of big because I actually liked him a lot, and I figured, maybe he's the type of guy I could see him as a number 4 on a team that, if guys get injured, he could step up as a number 3 or something like that, or just as an extra receiver if somebody needs him. So much love to him because I liked his play, and he's made some plays for us in the off seasons. Never really had a shot, and it is what it is. We have a brand new wide receiver core that's monstrous right now. So Javelin Guidry is interesting. So I want to know what you guys think about that and what he can bring to the table. And lastly, I kind of want to talk about the AJ Brown drug. I mean, the Eagles. This is crazy because after A.J. Brown scored those 3 touchdowns in the first half, he actually got drug tested by the NFL, which I thought it was funny. He even laughed at it on Twitter, like, I'm getting drug tested today. Like they think the Eagles are cheating. Like, we're only undefeated because our players are taking substances, like PEDs and steroids. Like, it's crazy. But I thought it was funny just to bring that up. Nothing crazy, but thank God it's not true. Obviously, I would never think that, but it would be kind of shocking if, like, what if, like, that happened and, like, oh my God, AJ Brown's taking. No, that would never happen. That man is all natural, and he's doing his part as being one of the highest paid receivers in the league, and that's what I expect of him to do. So I'm glad that I thought it was a joke. I thought it was funny, but I thought it was really cool. Funny, but you know what I mean. He laughed about it. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. That's the news for the Philadelphia Eagles. Kareem Hunt, a lot of stuff, guys. Like, it's going to be exciting. Look, whether the Eagles make this move for a running back or not, I'm happy with what we have. We have other issues, than that we need another running back or anything. We have more issues than that. Not issues as in really bad, but things to clean up and things like that. So if they don't get Kareem Hunt, if they at least if they offer something, I'm totally fine with it. You know what I mean? They gave it a shot. They gave it a shot on Christian McCaffrey. They probably knew they weren't going to get him. They said, here's a 4th-round pick. See what happens. but it didn't happen. So let me know what you guys think about the Kareem Hunt trade. Let me know what you guys think about the Guidry signing. Is he a safety? Is he a returner? Or do you think he's just more of a stash for next year to compete? And obviously the A.J. Brown drug testing stuff that went down. So I thought that was kind of crazy. All right, guys, you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Remember, Shake Squad up, follow slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.